Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. I'd like to start this session by appreciating you so much for making this channel grow. If you wish to support us, just subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. I want to start this analysis by going straight to a quote within the book of Sun Tzu titled The Art of War. And in the book of Sun Tzu, we are made to understand how one can win a war. And this is what Sun Tzu says: know when to fight and when not to fight. Avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak. Know how to deceive the enemy. Appear weak when you're strong and strong when you're weak. Know where your strengths and weaknesses. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. That is what Sun Tzu tells us in the book of Art of War. Right now, at this particular juncture, Raila has chosen not to fight. First, when William Ruto was given this government, Raila chose not to fight the 3 months. He said, back then, he said he was giving William Ruto time to deliver because he said he would deliver in 100 days. So he chose not to fight. Then Raila Odinga in the year 2023, early 2023, chose to fight now. That's when there was those series of rallies, county rallies, public barazas, town hall meetings, which then escalated to maandamanos. And you remember the history. So that time, Raila chose to fight. Now, Raila has chosen not to fight. And I think Raila is carefully implementing what Sun Tzu has said in his book, The Art of War. Today, when there was that signing of the document that has been agreed in the Bomas talk, most people now agree that Raila indeed is the first person who won in this new battle of the Bomas talks. There were previous allegations, and we expressed our concerns here in this channel that probably maybe these bipartisan talks were not going to bear any fruit. But according to the items which have been signed in that document, which was shared by Kalonzo Musyoka and Kimani Ichung'wah, one of the items there is about audit of the 2022 server. Now, that is now the point whereby now most Azimio supporters walikuwa wanangojea audit of the IEBC server. The document which was shared, the first item talks about outstanding constitutional matters, whereby in that first item there is the issue of the cost of living and related issues. There's the issue of two-thirds general rule, the issue of government issues including promoting national unity and inclusivity in public appointments. That is not what Azimio supporters wanaangalia sana. But the second item that talks about electoral justice and related matters, this is what Raila Odinga has constantly been talking about. And it is true that there is light at the end of tunnel. I think I agree with people who say that there is light at the end of the tunnel. But let's just go to that item number 2, which talks about electoral justice and related matters. So in the item A of that item talks about restructuring and reconstitution of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. That means ile IEBC ambayo iko pale, of course all the commissioners must be appointed afresh, but hiyo IEBC iwe restructured, iangaliwe, rekebisho kidogo, so that it can actually conform to to the requirements za saizi. 2. Item number 2. Boundaries delimitation and audit of the 2022 presidential election. Sasa hapo ndio kila kitu. Audit of the 2022 presidential election. That's what we talk about kufungua server. So this is one thing that Raila aliwaambia kwamba lazima mtafungua server. Server mtafungua. Mpende, msipende. Mwende left, mwende right, server mtafungua. I agree with this item that talks about audit of the 2022 presidential election. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you that despite the fact that I do analysis here, I'm also an expert in ICT. That is my major profession. So in a profession, especially when it comes to systems, system design and the like, there is always a stage of system audit. Any system, any software you design there has to be a stage whereby you must audit that software. And why do you audit it? One, to establish theft. You might decide to audit to establish whether there is theft. Two, to establish whether the system which you implemented is functioning accordingly. So the issue of audit of this 2022 presidential election, it is not only seeking to unearth any malpractice, but it's also seeking to explain whether the system is working accordingly. That is a very, very important statement, ladies and gentlemen. The people in Azimio want to establish whether IEBC system J, tukipatia vote mbili, huwa ni kweli inapeleka vote mbili pale kwa ile form 34A, ama huwa inapeleka vote 10, ama tukipatia vote mbili huwa inatoa inaweka vote moja, na tukipatia presidential candidate A vote 3 na B 2 na 3 5, huwa ina swap hizi vitu, ama what does it do? So that is what audit explains. Hii mambo ya audit si tu kujua kwamba Ruto aliiba ama kuiba, ama Raila aliibiwa ama kuiba, ama Raila aliiba ama kuiba. No. It is seeking to establish whether the IEBC system is working accordingly. And it's also going to seek to establish whether forms were manipulated in the IEBC server. That is what this audit is all about. Of course, I will agree with other people who say that maybe IEBC system or server was tampered with. About 1 month ago, someone told me that maybe now wanataka kwamba hii server ifanywe audit, manake pressure imekuwa too much, sasa ifanywe audit. The reason wanataka server ifanywe audit maybe ni kwa sababu hii server ishakuwa tampered with. I don't know, I've never imagined whether you can interfere with the logs of a server. I don't think it's possible. The logs of a server. Is it possible? It's like interfering with bioinformation. How is that going to be possible? I don't think that is going to be possible. You can interfere with data being entered. You can either end up deleting some rows, some entries you can end up deleting. You can do A, you can do B on the entries. But on the history of what happened on the server, I think happening is that common rice. No, I've never imagined that possibility that someone can interfere with it, interfere with the logs. You can of course interfere with what was entered, but you can't interfere with the logs. Yani ni kama vile useme umetembea hapa ukaenda stage, so ulikuwa unakanyaga maybe you from destination A umetembea to destination B, na ulikuwa unatembea ukanyaga, so mtu aje aseme nataka nipanguze hizi footsteps zote sionekane kama alikuwa amepitia hapa. That is what maybe someone might want to think about regarding tampering with IEBC server. I don't know if logs can be cleared, which I don't think is possible. Then tampering of IEBC server can be possible. But as far as I'm concerned, that is not possible. What I know Azimio will want to do, especially with the ICT team, is to establish the flow. How tamper-proof is this system? That is what people like John Joroge who are hired by Azimio will want to establish, whether the system is tamper-proof, whether the system is robust, whether someone can just access it, because we don't expect people like CAMARGO to be now accessing the server anyhowly. We expect this server to be accessed by our own, Kenyan ICT person who is actually given that mandate to do that, not them. Why would CAMARGO be entering our IBC server hivyo hivyo tu bila sisi kuwapatia ile proof, kuwapatia ile go ahead? And why would they be entering into the server to do what? So ladies and gentlemen, the liberation of the Bomas talks and the signing of this document imeonyesha ishara nzuri kwamba Raila Amolo Odinga's struggle is heading in the right direction. That's why Gabriel Ogunda said in his tweet that boundary delimitation loading, servers are about to be opened. Uhuru Kenyatta is getting his party back. Someone give Gachagua the mic. It's very simple. Uhuru is getting his party back. That means respect to parties. Someone give Gachagua the mic. I think there is trying to say Gachagua pay mic aseme sasa anasemaje. Now that these things have been agreed upon. Sasa yeye anasemaje. I think Gachagua atanyamaza tu kwa sababu there is nothing to say now. Yeye Ndindi Nyoro na yule speaker wa Senate Kingi, hao sasa kilichobaki ni wao wanyamaze tu, waangalie vile mpira unaendelea mpaka pale mpira utafikia. Kwa saizi they have no business discussing about this issue. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to rest my case there, but I'm still maintaining that Raila has won the first goal in this match. Raila has won in this preliminary match. So ladies and gentlemen, give me your comment below the comment section there regarding this issue of server opening. Do you also believe that server itafunguliwa saizi? I believe server itafunguliwa, and there are all indications to that step. So ladies and gentlemen, kindly subscribe to this channel if you're not subscribed before. Give this video a like and don't forget to hit the notification bell. To those people who subscribe to our channel, I want to say that I'm so grateful for your support. Without you, this channel cannot grow. So ladies and gentlemen, stay safe, stay blessed until we catch up again in our next analysis.